Hey guys, I hope you're well, and in this tutorial I'd like to show you how to make a Spiderman Aviator Hat. For this I'm using red, black, white, and blue yarns in size 4. I'm also using a 4 hook, a yarn needle, and some scissors. Beginning with the first round, we are going to start with the magic ring. You just twist it around your fingers and pull up the left through the other one, and after this you are going to chain 2. So we're 1, 2, and now you're going to work 11 double crochets into the hole. So this is how you do a double crochet: pull up a loop, pull through 2, and then pull through 2, and this is 1 double crochet. You need to do 10 more. This is our last double crochet, so just yarn over, pull through 2, and pull through 2 once more. After this we're going to tighten the circle and slip stitch into the very first double crochet, top of double crochet we have done. Round 2 we start off by chaining 2, and we're going to place a double crochet into that same hole where the chain is. So pull through 2, pull through 2, and now we're going to place 2 double crochets into every single stitch. So we place our first one into the next stitch, pull through 2, and put another one into that very same hole. You're going to repeat this around. You want to place 2 more double crochets into the very last stitch. After this we are going to slip stitch into the top of the very first double crochet of the row. So pull through 2, and now we are going to do the slip stitch. Round 3 begins with a chain 2 and 1 double crochet into the same loop as the chain. So just make sure you really get into the arrow bit and not into any other hole. After which you're going to place 1 double crochet into the next stitch, and then 2 double crochets into the following stitch. You're going to repeat this pattern of doing 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet all around. Now we're just going to join with a slip stitch onto the first double crochet of the row. Row 4, you begin with chain 2, 1 double crochet into the same loop, after which you're going to do 1 double crochet and then another double crochet and then 2 double crochet. So 1 single double crochet, if I can call it, so 1 double crochet, another double crochet into the next loop, and then a double crochet into the third loop. Once again, slip stitch to join and beginning of row 5. We are going to, as always, chain 2, and then do 2 double crochet into that same loop as the chain 2, after which we are going to do 10 normal double crochets, and on the 11th we're going to do a double crochet, so 2 double crochet into the same loop. You're going to repeat this until the end. Right, we're here now, and I'm just doing my double crochet, and after this I'm going to do 10 more double crochets, and then repeat until the end. So now we're going to chain 2 as always, place another double crochet into the same loop we just rose in. After this we're going to do 11 double crochets, and then on the 12th we're going to do a double crochet, so previously as we did before, but this time 11. Row 7 is identical, so we place another double crochet into the same stitch as the loop. We're going to do 12 double crochets, and then a double crochet into the 13th stitch. Eighth row, we're going to chain 2, 1 double crochet into the same chain, after which you're going to place 13 double crochets, and on the 14th you're going to do a double crochet. Slip stitch, and now we're going to chain 2, place another double crochet into the same stitch as the chain, after which we're going to do 14 double crochets, and on the 15th we're going to do 2 double crochets into the same loop. At the end we slip stitch. These rows have made sure our hat is like a cone shape, so now for rows 11 to 14, so for 5 rows, you're going to chain 2 and do just normal double crochets into every stitch around. Notice that we won't double crochet into the same stitch as the chain 2, but rather the next. So, see you in row 16. We now have the brim of our hat as we finish the 5 rows, and we're going to move on to the actual aviator kind of ear flaps. So we begin by chaining 1 and single crocheting into the same stitch, after which you're going to single crochet 11 times. At the end, you want to turn your row, and we are going to do a double decrease. So we're going to decrease in 2. So just follow what I'm doing on the screen, as it's a little bit complicated to explain. So we do this, then we single crochet 8, and we decrease into the last 2 stitches. I'll show you how to do that as well. For row 3, you want to turn your work and do a decrease into the first 2 stitches, single crochet 6, and then decrease into the last 2 stitches. Row 4 is you decrease into the first 2 stitches, single crochet 4, and decrease into the last 2. In row 5, you decrease into the first 2, do 2 single crochets, decrease into the last 2. We're going to fasten off this ear, so just pull up a loop and then use your scissors to cut off the yarn. Moving on to the next ear flap, you want to fold it so the kind of the smaller side is on the left and then the longer side is on the right. So this just makes sure that the second ear that we're going to do is going to be in the same position. So once you have found like the 12 single crochets we need to, or like where like they are supposed to be, you want to join your red yarn in, and you make sure you're joining it from the side, which I'm showing you. As you join, as if you join it on the other side, the pattern will be different. So now what you're going to do is just pull it through, chain 1, and do a single crochet. And now you're basically just going to repeat the pattern for the other ear, so do 11 more single crochets, and just if you're confused, you can look over the instructions for the other ear. I'm now going to do a rim around. I'm using this blue yarn. In another clip, I'll show you how to make it thicker if this is a bit too thin. So you're folding it like this around. I'm sorry for the next clip because in it you will see the yarn a bit thinner, but in reality it'll be much thicker if you do the method I'm showing. And now you're just going to do a normal slip knot and insert your yarn. Every time your yarn gets like short and it's not like triple threaded, you're going to like pull it through the loop. So begin by chaining through, chain one, single crochet into the same stitch, and then just single crochet around. On the mountains up to the ear, you should have 4 single crochets. So on both mountains you should have 4 single crochets, and you want to keep that consistent for both sides so it looks symmetrical. We're now making the eyes of the Spider-Man, so you're going to make 2 of these. I'm beginning with my white yarn, making a magic ring, chaining 2, and working 6 double crochets. Notice that after this we aren't going to slip stitch, but we're just going to leave it as a semicircle, so just pull it tight. For row 2, you want to chain 2 and put 2 double crochets into every stitch, so that includes putting 1 more double crochet into the same stitch with the chain, and you should have a total of 12. For the third row, you're going to chain 2, do 2 double crochets into the first stitch, so just 1 for the chain, and then do a double crochet, and then 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochets around. To do the black outline, you're going to use your black yarn. So you want to insert that anywhere literally on your eye. I'm just randomly. And you're going to, so put your hook through both loops, pull it through. What I'm going to do is chain one. So chain one, do a single crochet into that loop, and you're going to place single crochets literally around that whole eye. On the bottom, it doesn't really matter the number, but just make sure they aren't too spaced out or too close together. And you're going to join this with a slip stitch. Our hat is coming together, so now we're going to like sew on our details. So I left really long tails for the eyes, and I'm just gonna put those in place with some stitch markers, after which I'm going to like sew them on. I'll show a clip of how I'm sewing them on. You can keep your hat like this, or you can add like a little web detail with black. For this, I'm gonna be using my like yarn needle and some black yarn, and I'm just gonna be following a normal stitching technique which you would do on fabric to mark the design. You can see on the screen, just follow the diagram, the paper diagram I've shown like 3 seconds before, and that should help. For the little tails in my hat, I'm using like a bunch of string and I'm just pulling those through in the like point of my aviator hat. So I'm just pulling it through so it goes through, and then I'm just making sure one side is through one end, the other side is through the other end. After this, I'm just going to braid it normally, and you want to do this for both sides, so keep it equal. Right guys, we're coming up to the end of this video, and I just hope that you really enjoyed making this hat, so please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed. See you soon!